when we were hit with COVID-19, it was the best practice to promote digitalization ever. The 2 years that we spent without getting to our shops and trade normally, it helped many of our people who would not have actually believed in digitalization to forcefully adopt. We realized that a number of traders out there, even those not only in their generation Z, even our fathers, and they were forced to open up Facebook accounts. They were forced to actually understand how to use WhatsApp on their phone. They would be having smartphones but not knowing how to use them. But then, the way we utilized digitalization in the COVID era did not leave us the same. As I speak, there are a number of digital solutions that have come on board. The cashless economy is here. I don't need to go to China to bring my goods. We now do orders online. We make payments. We view and review. Logistically, goods are cleared at the entry points. And most importantly, with these new solutions, digital solutions, when you get, for example, at customs, and you realize that the single clearing system that they have, you're into agriculture, the agriculture ministry clears you, URA clears you, UNBS clears you, and in a blink of an eye, you're just let to go without all the other hassle. So with that kind of sensitization, it's been very easy for us to actually have our members adopt. Okay. And the demonstrations are quite endless. But at the end of the day, I will give an example of our Kampala here, CBD. Rental charges are never going down. They are ever increasing. At the same time, we've realized those people that have embraced digitalization, who are trading online, who are doing deliveries, who are advertising, and they're actually mitigating those costs. Now, it forces Abel, who is still locked in the analog system, to actually catch up. Because I can't keep on losing my clients to Denise, who is using the technology solutions at my expense, and you think I'll just be left back. So the advantage that we're having is that most of these digital solutions, the embracement innovations, and they are real and practical. So it's very easy for our members to take it in. Yes. Okay,
thank you so much. I'm aware that KACITA, you're an umbrella that brings all traders together.
Sure.
So now, especially for those small enterprises, people are dealing with digital literacy.
Yes.
How have you managed to also include the measures that they understand that this is the new move right now, those that literally are very illiterate about the digital world? How have you managed, especially with the small enterprises?
So there are a number of approaches we've used. Previously, for you to become a member of KACITA, you would have to walk directly to office. You get this paper, you fill in your details, then it is manually entered. So without that physical interaction, this SME player would not believe that, yes, I can actually do a subscription. But right now, you can do your subscription, for example, to KACITA at the comfort of your seat, wherever you are. Now, it's the same method that we are using. But look, if we can be able to profile you without coming to where you are, I mean, using just your phone, I get your details. Come to understand your business sector, come to understand, to profile your clientele. I put the feedback mechanism where we easily communicate. I provide solutions to upcountry people where I have not gone, and it is the same approach that we actually show them to apply even in their businesses. Now, when it comes, for example, to literacy, you cannot imagine that most business people are now well versed with webinars, something that was never there before. You understand? So if we can have webinars, if we can have virtual meetings with even these small scale, business players, then why not transactions? I hope you understand. We've just witnessed what is going on. Just the recent situation in Kenya. I think it was digitally done. I know the effect is negative, sorry to use that. But on the positive side, there are a lot of communications that we have put across. Okay. There are a lot of capacity building programs that we have made, and we don't need physical interactions. There are a lot of, for example, as KACITA Uganda, we've created as associate members countrywide. We have regionally, we've created these other associations. So you go to Mbale, we've created Mbale City Traders Association. We have Arua City Traders Association. But these are members that we interact with on a daily basis, digitally. And services are being offered. The businesses are growing. I hope you understand. Yes. And we've established for them markets, both in the country, regionally, and internationally. And for me to source for these markets, I don't need to get a plane and just move. No. Okay. Yeah. So the good thing is that with the digitalization that we are talking of, it is non-discriminatory. As long as you change your mindset, you can achieve whatever you want.
Thank you. I'm very impressed with KACITA. It seems you guys have reached far wide the country and internationally. I'm believing that almost all SMEs are registered with KACITA. And, I believe there are always challenges that you guys are facing. Mm-hmm. So what challenges are you facing with this digital world, more especially because we know when you talk about the digital transformation, we forget the layman, we forget that man when you're talking about the cooperatives, the associates, but we forget those small enterprises. So what challenges are you facing?
Of course, challenges are there. Those that can be managed at personal level, those that can be managed at institutional level, but there are those that are general. And the first challenge in general is, for example, high cost of internet for those who can actually access. But we also have challenges where there are areas that have network problems. And so those network interruptions, do us bad when it comes to digitalization literacy. And then the other challenge that is actually very big is the mindset. There are many people who believe that digitalization embracement is maybe for urban people. For us who are in the rural, it is not our thing. Someone believes for you to embrace digitalization or to utilize digital solutions, you must be having expensive phones, smartphones. That is just the mindset. But that's why we've gone to the extreme of enabling even a person without a smartphone, these USSD codes would. You understand? Mm-hmm. But then by the time someone changes his mind, is like, okay, so I can transact using my phone from Karamoja, I get goods from Kampala. It takes Abel's efforts to actually believe that yes, it is possible. Before then, I will even be here in Kampala and I will tell you, no, Now, the other challenge that we are having are, of course, selfish people. We have fraudsters. There are many people who have been conned through these digital solutions. And here is the challenge. When you look at our CEO of KACITA, when I come and I promote a product, so behind me, I have thousands of people who believe in me. It's a multiplier effect. So these people who believe in me, they actually come to appreciate what I am promoting, even if they haven't used it. Now, on the controversy, if I get a challenge with, for example, a digital solution provider, for one reason or the other, and I start, complaining, or I lose my money, or my business gets stunted, then there are many other people who are, but if Abel can complain, if Abel cannot make it, then I should not even try. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
So because there are people who have misused and abused these platforms, who have defrauded people, so the trust levels have not shot up, which is actually very bad.
Sure.
That's the reason why you find some government programs coming on board. As long as they have digitalization in them, people look for those loopholes, they manipulate, they do this. They end up failing these projects. I develop my app, it links the trader and the supplier. You supply your goods to Abel as Denise. Along the way, me as a tech manager, somehow, I either divert the supplies to another person. Remember, you've done your part. So if me as an end user, I don't receive, there are two things that are going to happen. I'll lose trust in my supplier and the channel that my supplier has actually used. Now, the next time I would do is, no, Denise, I'm actually coming to pick my goods based on the previous. So these are some of the challenges, and that's why in KACITA, we believe in partnerships and collaborations. Mm-hmm. So when we are out there, we are always with these regulatory authorities, UCC, these communication companies, and because it has to be participatory. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's talk about the latest noise that has been making so much loud noise in town, IFRIS. I want to know how did you manage to shield your people, your traders with this IFRIS trend to make them understand the whole narrative about it, especially the layman?
Wow. The noise and latest noise. Okay, I think to begin with, IFRIS has actually been a top-notch discussion recently, but then when it comes to making our people understand, it is two-way. We want our traders out there, our members, to understand what IFRIS is, its importance, but equally we want to have the implementers, the regulatory authorities, to understand the effect of its implementation in different categories. Interesting. So our objective or our obligation as an association is to bridge the gap. So the gap that we are bridging is electronic physical receipting and invoicing solution, which is IFRIS. The way it operates, its dynamics at the moment have some loopholes. So its implementation cannot be generalized. Now, its sole importance is to actually check the compliance of value-added tax returns. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that means it is largely targeting those who are VAT registered. Now, when you look at these people who are VAT registered, within their transactions, they still deal with even non-registered VAT clients. Now, the issue is how we harmonize that. Now, if you have a supermarket, if I come as Abel and I want to supply, because you're interested in getting your input VAT, now input VAT is now what you have charged. So when I charge the input VAT in my product, when you're selling as a supermarket, now you charge the client, which we will call the output VAT. I charged when I was supplying you. So I've supplied you my phone at 200,000. When you buy it as a supermarket, the 200,000 has VAT inclusive. Now it becomes a VAT output on my end, but it is a VAT input. So what then happens? When you're selling the phone at 240,000, you must have incorporated 18% VAT as well, now to the customer that you're selling, which becomes your output VAT. So this is where the challenge is. If I am not VAT registered, that means I'm going to find it hard to trade with you, because I will affect your compliance. Because this system is not going to capture me and my transactions. Ideally, it will reflect that you're not compliant before you as a VAT registered. The case is with our Chikubo people downtown there. Yes. where the transactions are quite many, the margins are small, the transactions are, those small, compilations. So where we use this word kuiriba is, URA is looking at the returns, at the sales. So, but the sales that I have made sometimes are not entirely my sales. When I rush to Denise, as my client is there, I pick this phone to maybe give my client, it doesn't become my stock. So even when I sell, I only have a small margin. Now this person is asking, how shall my margin now be reflected in the system, not as my stock? Because when it becomes my stock at the end of the year, you are going to expect a lot of income tax from me. It is going to expect a lot of VAT from me. I hope you understand. Yeah. So now that harmonization is what we are emphasizing. That look, there are some people who do qualify to get on IFRS. We have the manufacturers. And we have these importers, because when you're importing, by the time you're paying your duties, your clearances, then you even pay VAT. That one is okay. But then this last person, that's where we are still having a challenge. But we believe in dialoguing. We believe in making people understand, rather than being. I don't want to use some of the words that have been commonly used. So we are leaders, and leaders are distinctive in nature from the people that they lead. When they make a lot of noise, some of them make noise out of ignorance. So when I cite that ignorance, it is now my duty to come and I'm like, no, URA, this person who is actually making noise is because he doesn't understand. The other day, your enforcement confiscated my consignment with harshness of the highest order. But even your enforcement did not understand that I was not qualified to be on IFRS. That's why I don't have a fiscalized receipt. Now, so it's a matter of harmonizing. And I'm glad that we are taking the path with all these engagements up to reaching a level of getting attention from the number one, His Excellency the President. And actually even on 31st, we are having another engagement still with him on feedback of all our submissions to him. So as KACITA, one, we don't believe in violence. Our successes come from dialoguing, understanding, merging the interests of different parties, and then we move forward.
Well, I really appreciate that, KACITA, you're fighting for the Omuntu-Wawansi,
sure,
especially the people in the downtown, because it looked like an ambush to them. They didn't really understand this. And I like the fact that you said you as KACITA, you want to bridge the gap. But at the end of the day, we would want taxes. They'll say we want the roads constructed, we want better facilities. So as KACITA, are you suggesting better tax methods that should be implemented on this Omuntu-Wawansi? Because we need to get the taxes also. Should they bring better ways how they should tax them? Maybe not IFRS or something else that will really make them understand.
But see, Denise, the one thing that we need to appreciate is that the Omuntu-Wawansi that we are talking of is actually someone who has been compliant from day one. We pay taxes, by the way. And if you weren't in for that tax compliance, then from the word go would have said, we don't want IFRS. Would have said, no, we don't want to pay these taxes. Something that we are not saying. There are two things we are looking at. How do we collect these taxes? From who? And at the end of the day, this Omuntu-Wawansi who pays these taxes, does he feel the value for the taxes? I think that's the only thing. Otherwise, there's no one who wakes up in the morning, you start your business, you have your venture, and you do not want to pay taxes. But at the end of that day, look, government should not think that Abel is discouraging people from paying taxes. No, we are. That's why I told you there are always two ways. As I encourage my people to be tax compliant, you have an obligation, you as government, to make this taxpayer feel the value of the tax that he is actually paying for. Because if you're in a remote area and largely the economic activity that is taking place is agriculture, that means this agriculturist who is in Kabale, having his Bumondi and whatever, he's tapping into the Kampala or the other urban markets. So here we are saying, yeah, let him pay taxes. But can you put in place infrastructure that is going to enable him, transport these grown products to the desired market? I hope you understand. Okay, is he going to thrive in a country where his health is compromised? So there we come in, civil infrastructure, you get to these hospitals, there are a lot of things. I hope you understand. So we all agree that for a country to actually grow, we must pay taxes, which we are doing. That's why year in, year out, the budget is always increasing. Year in, year out, URA is always being praised for meeting the targets. Where do they get the targets from? We do pay taxes. Sure. So let it be a win-win. Let's pay our taxes, but also let's have the services that we expect from government. And when it comes to advocacy, that's how we have to move. Tell the people to pay taxes, but also tell government to provide the services that taxpayers are. You won't see any cohesion in there.
Okay, I agree. Both sectors should bring value to the table.
Correct.
The thing about digital transformation always comes in with cyber security risks. So I want to bring my business to KACITA, and I am worried about the cyber security risks that are happening everywhere. How do you convince me that my data will be protected, that my membership is secure with every trend that you're bringing in this digital world?
Thanks, Denise. Now, when it comes to cybersecurity, I think this is a global concern, but we have to localize it because I want to help my Ugandan trader here. Yes. So, in most cases, before you take up any digital platform, any digital solution, do two things. Make a thorough check on the provider, on the channel. Make a comparison. Lastly, the authentication is always within the licensing. We do not at any one point encourage any of our people to deal with unlicensed people, unlicensed platforms. Because when they are licensed, then there's some level of risk minimization. There's some level of tracking, which we have actually witnessed. I hope you understand. But two, try to follow the trend. Okay, I am Jumia. How old is Jumia? What is its origin? What are the success stories? Before you even make a decision. Because there are some people who are usually hoodwinked or they are manipulated. I just develop my application. Come to you, Denise. I don't want to give you a chance to ask Monica or inquire from these other business partners about the app. And so why should I deny you that chance? I hope you understand. Yeah. So there's that due diligence that we, as KACITA, we do it on behalf of our people, but not everyone is going to come up and allow you to actually help them out. But that's why even in our programs, sensitization, when it comes to sensitization, when it comes to literacy, it should not be limited. I will tell you, go ahead and trade digitally, but trade carefree. I hope you understand. So those are continuous engagements that we always hold.
Thank you so much. Well, as you decide to bring your business in KACITA, make sure you take some time to do some due diligence. It's very advisable to look and make research for something you're joining into. And I'm glad that KACITA does really some capacity training and building for in cases of digital literacy. We're going to take a quick short break, our members, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Smart 24, driving business.
Cooking oil like no other makes your meal so sweet and scrumptious. The taste of Uganda, yeah, the taste of Uganda, the taste of Uganda, yeah,
Amanya gange nze Namtebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde nze mu mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyennyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere weewaawo abafere gye bali naye ennamba eri emu yokka era bw'eba ekukubidde omanya eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo 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 era ndi musanyufu nnyo. Naye MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo mwebale nnyo mwebalire.
Together we're unstoppable.
My name is Amakol Esther. I'm in liquid soap making class. I'm from Terego district, Odupi sub-county, from Orivu parish, Okagu village. So I'm here after getting an invitation from our CDO from the sub-county that there is a project called Grow Project implemented by Nuwebis. In the Lira district, they want women who are already in business. They should come and they should come for a training of 3 weeks. They are going to be transported, accommodation, feeding, and everything. After we reached here, and we were introduced, the first day we were introduced to liquid soap making, I came to realize that the training we had, there were some materials making. It was now a challenge to us because the two materials which were missing, they were making our soap not to be quality. Even the customers could complain that, hey, this soap of yours, it doesn't take long. The color just fades within some few days. It becomes watery. The government, through World Bank and through the Ministry of Gender, for having heard the voice of the people who were real, that women are really behind those ones in business, most especially we in liquid soap making. But now after here, when we started making our liquid soap, the quality really, there was a great change. That means now from here, if I go back, I'm going to start adding the two materials, CMC and caustic soda. I'm going to keep on adding it in my liquid soap I make. That means I'm quite sure that if I make 5 liters a day, even within 2 hours, I know the customers are going to take it.
Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
Smart 24, driving business.
Welcome back on the Fact Talks. We are still tackling the issue of empowering our Cooperatives Association with the digital era that's happening. And with me, we are very honored to have the CEO of KACITA, Mr. Abel Mwesigye. Before I proceed, we have a training, a computational training, hosted by Fidelis Leadership Institute and COMESA Competition Commission. We shall be delving into the issues of competition law and the consumer protection with very likely minded trainers. This training will be happening on the 7th to 9th of August 2024 at Sheraton Hotel, Kampala. Take note of the fee. The registration fee is $750 US, and the online payment is $450 US. And aside from that, the Fidelis Leadership Institute is also hosting a children's show, a talk engagement, because our thirst and background is to create leaders that are ethical, that are faithful, available, and teachable. So with our young generation, that is our aim. We want to build them, we want to train them. We'll have this training for the children starting from the 7th to 11th of August 2024 at the Fidelis Leadership Institute. And we'll have one for the teenagers as well on the 22nd of August as well at the Fidelis Leadership Institute, which is located at Kanjocha Street, plot 61. For more information, please visit our website. Back to our question of digital transformation. Mr. Abel.
Yes, ma'am.
Looking forward, what emerging technologies do you believe will have most significant impact on your cooperative, and what are the challenges, and how are you preparing for these changes, for these emerging technologies as KACITA?
Okay, thanks, Denise. I think when it comes to emerging technologies, the significance will actually depend on the impact created, on the effect or solution provided. For example, what is our greatest need in the business sector today? If you look at most of these digitalization platforms, they are either, we look at online bankings, the mobile money platforms. If we can take an example of those two, what are they addressing? Now, they are addressing issues of inconveniencing these traders in terms of transactions, financial risks. You have 100 million, you want to get a border, go to a certain bank, okay? You reach a bank, there are 1,000 clients within the bank, you're lining up from morning up to evening. So all these have actually enabled our business people to trade easily, to the extent that if today I even wanted to get a loan, I don't need to walk to the bank. There's that level of convenience, there's that level of efficiency. I've gotten this money. What am I going to do the money with? Transactions come in, now I look at the electronic trading, e-commerce. So with this e-commerce, it means that the money that I've gotten from the bank, I'm putting it to proper use without interferences. There are a lot of markets that we have created online. Okay? Now, so these are the significances that technology should be addressing. The other thing is diversification in these sectors. You see, when you talk of digitalization, someone is going to only look at buying and selling. But we also have digitalization in service industry. I think we have witnessed, for example, telemedicine. Yeah? Mm-hmm. At the comfort of your home, an attendant in a certain healthcare facility reaches out to you, does, they call it prescription, mm-hmm. and at the end of the day, you're actually served. You only walk, they even do deliveries, by the way. These doctors have even started reaching us where we are. He will tell you, okay, let me come and administer from the comfort of your home. And this is what we are all looking for. I hope you understand. But at the end of the day, if this technology does not satisfy your client or your customer, then it doesn't help you. If this technology does not enable you to communicate, get feedback from your client, then it hasn't helped you. So this is what we are looking for these emerging technologies. As KACITA Uganda, for example, we have many apps. If you have data today, then you're the richest person. As Fidelis Institute, for example, when you come to me, you're interested in the numbers that I hold. I will tell you I have 3 million people, members. How do you manage the 3 million people? I have the database. Now, this database is electronically managed. Just as I told you, that even onboarding is electronically done, management is electronically done. So what does it help? That if I wanted to communicate to them all on your behalf, it becomes much more easier than waiting for the other physical interactions. And that is worth. And so we are looking forward to getting technological applications, to embrace technological advancement, as long as we provide solutions to the last consumer, to the last SME person, to the layman that we are targeting.
Interesting. As citizens of the country, it's our desire to see and to create diversity and unity. So as KACITA, what advice do you give to other cooperatives that are just starting their digital journey? What key steps should they take to take on and succeed? Like how you have, as KACITA, you've created an umbrella, a very good network that has reached far this country. So what advice would you give to other cooperatives so that as a country we all have systems that are creating the same diversity, unity, and are speaking the same language with this emerging trend of the digital world?
So the other associations and cooperatives out there, I would encourage them to embrace and copy what KACITA is doing. Being in the field for 20 years is not something that is simple. So any other cooperative out there, I know we share most of the goals. Value addition to your members, sustainability, growth, and all this is actually what digitalization addresses. But also, if you lag behind, if you cannot adopt now, what is going to come up? You're going to face competition, and you're outweighed and then moved out of the field. Something that I wouldn't want to see those established cooperatives, facing. So at the end of the day, adaptation is always very important, as long as it helps you get from one level to the other. A lot of communications now from governments to the public are going on, but they're also very careful whom they communicate with, the medium of communication they use, the channels. So the more strategic you become, the more prepared you become, the better for you and the members that you serve. So we should not look at digitalization as an option, but a must. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this wonderful talk. Any last words for us, Mr. Abel?
The first thing, as I conclude, I want to appreciate Smart24, then Fidelis Institute for such collaborations. I also want to thank the viewers out there, the membership of KACITA, the general business community. 31st this month, we are in Kololo. We are meeting the head of state on the deliberations and feedback. But also I implore people out there to subscribe to KACITA Uganda and other cooperatives that at least have a belonging. Make sure that you have a belonging. If it can't be KACITA, let it be some other person. But of course, me, I would advocate for KACITA. So together we are strong. And if you want to go further, move as a group. And the group are the cooperatives, as we've mentioned. If you want to move a bit slower, then move alone. The decision is up to you.
Thank you so much. I hope I'll be coming back after your talk with the head of state to come and discuss on the solutions that you have rendered and have employed. Thank you so much, our viewers, for this amazing session. As these sessions always happen on Thursdays on Smart24 TV. And like Mr. Abel said, have a place, have a belonging.
Sure.
It's not good to be there without anything. Have something that defines you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a very blessed week.